See, we're gonna have to see some type of pressure step in here on the sell side though, because that 5-minute volume does not look great. But this might be coming for it. Yep. So that could have just been a little fake out there. See if we confirm here. Yeah, I'm back in these. Back in these puts here, see if we can get a move. That could have just been a nice little fake out candle. Still keeping that downside valid on it. But see if we get this move here. It's trying to hold. Siri. It's trying to hold, but you have that potential overshoot on the 15-minute, which is just iffy. But I do like this still trying to hold as supply. See if we can get a move here. So let's see if this wants to hold here. I like that rejection there, but this volume does not look good at all on this 5-minute. Let's see if we can get it. So we can just a little bit of pressure here to get down to that little area. So we get a little pop down here. Let's find out what we do. Just trying. See if we can get a move down to this trim spot here. We're coming in. There it is. Okay, first trim's in. Nice. So now I'm going to move to a low a day break. I'm going to trim 2 off. Stop is going to go to break even on the rest. So if we can continue to sell pressure down, I'm going to trim 2 more off at the low a day break. So I'm usually in 10 contracts. I went with 8, I believe. Just because the contracts were a little more expensive, just trying to keep that risk the same. So on a low a day break, I'll take off 2 more, and then I'm going to leave 3 to run. If we come back up, I'm going to leave my stop to break even. Just kind of let it do what it does, but here. So that was a tricky play. It snagged my stop on the first one. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I managed my risk well, so I'm okay with it. See if we get this break here. I'm going to look to trim on the break of this level. If we can get a quick pop through, I'm going to look to trim. See here. So we can get a momentum break here. I don't like this 5-minute sell volume, but let's see if we can start. We can get it. There it is. There we go. Cool. Nice. So gonna keep 3 more. So now I'm gonna start looking for areas I want to trim at. So we're gonna probably do full psych level 490. See if there's any other support areas to keep an eye on. Do have a gap below, so I'm probably gonna look to just start taking these off into momentum pushes, especially like 490.5. If we get a nice momentum pop, we can look to take advantage of that IV and see if we can get a good pop in this candle. I'm going to look to trim some, because this is the breaking that low area. If we get a nice pop here, I'm going to take 1 more off. You let this candle close, 10 seconds left. So I'm gonna let this candle, oh yeah, see if we can get a nice pop coming into it. Very nice. I'll take one off there. Very nice. Cool. So now leave my stop probably above the 491 probably. And I'm gonna trim one into 490, and then the last one I'm gonna leave for demand. So don't want to give back too much of this open profit here, but geez. See how we're doing for the day. I mean, first, yeah, there we go. It's not too bad, but so just watching here. And now this is the point where myself included, emotions can come in and start saying like, okay, I'm up, I don't want to give back profits, but you gotta let this move. Like this is, I'm actually gonna move this to 490.8, but you gotta just let these type of moves go. You can't just get emotional and start taking off. Like, oh, I don't want to, I see green, I don't want to give it back. I want to just, nah. So you gotta have a plan in place. My plan now is towards this 490. You look to be trimming. And kind of just look to go from there. We just hit a spot on QQQ. I don't love that. I just saw we actually did just hit somewhere. Hit some support in Qs. Yeah, I'm gonna be patient here. If we can get a pop through this low, I'm gonna actually trim one off just because support area. So if we can get a quick momentum push, might be just like a overshoot or something. I look to try to take some off into this low here. I don't like this holding here like this, but let's see. I'm trying to be a little more patient with it. See if we can get the. There we go. I'm just taking one off. I don't like that we hold like that. That support and cues. I didn't get filled where I wanted to, and I don't. That was a bad sell in my opinion, but we are hitting some support. I'm noticing that a little late. Excuse me, but I'm gonna leave this last one above like 490.8. And we'll go with that as a green trade regardless. Potentially give back what do we got? $15. Yeah, that's fine. I gotta let this run. So that was a bad sell. That was a bad example of a sell. Right after I was just talking about it. That's funny, but that was a bad example of a sell here. Ideally, when we have a support like that, I want to try to get that momentum pop through it, just because we do have overshoots like this sometimes, which we did. I didn't sell the right way. I tried selling a bid on it, and it didn't get filled, and I saw it was trying to overshoot that. So I took a bad market sell. Is what it is on that one, but you live with it. So I'm gonna let this last one just run here and just let it do what it does. Leaving that stop above previous low. See, we have a fib. That makes sense. I do like using those fibs as well, sometimes as in profit targets. Or, no, I didn't say that the right way. In terms of areas to hold my runners. So it's like if it's still holding below this fib, because some people look for like that lower high from it. So lines are holding below this fib area. Still valid. So this is actually lining up pretty close with it. I don't like giving back too much of the open profits though. So that's the only thing. I want to see this area hold here. Ideally, I want to start seeing some selling show back in terms of a sell candle or some type of lower high. Something that just shows us selling starting to step back in. I mean, I don't want to see it just kind of slow drift back up here, but do have to give trades room to breathe. probably talking a little too much. Apologies if I am. I'm trying to just talk through my thought process on this as best I can. But let's see if this. Let's see what the 15 minutes saying. So that's actually not ideal in terms of that sell pressure is fading, but this was a good trade though. I had the right idea. I got snagged on the first one. I don't think I entered early, but I kept the risk management tight in terms of once this was starting to show me that it wasn't really working out, I kept that loss small. And once it showed that, okay, it was still kind of iffy, but it was trying to hold, I got back in, kind of kept that risk management tight again and just let it play out. So depending on where we close this trade-off in terms of if this in-profit stop gets hit or we get some more downside, I mean, probably looking at least 2, 3 to 1 in terms of what I'm making versus what I took a loss, or realized a loss on that first one on. This is getting super close. Oh my gosh. I'm down $1. Oh, that was weird. Let's see if we're gonna hit it. It's like right at the level where my stop is. Kind of giving back a little more in-profit stops than in-profit than I wanted to, but there it goes. Okay. So we closed at 125, but I did have a loss before, so that puts me at about a 3 to 1